Hi there, this is David Dettmann, and I'm just going to bring up the recording for you of today's webinar. Just to let you know, I had to screenshot this one as I had some problems with converting it from GoToMeeting. So I hope you enjoy this recording, and I will see you at the end of the webinar.
Who you don't know comes along and says, "I'll buy this toy."
I'll just rewind it for you. There we go. Okay, starting now.
Hi, I'd like to welcome everyone here. My name is David Dettmann, and I'm a teacher for marketing survival skills. I'm broadcasting from my farm in Australia today, so if you hear a bit of background noise, you'll probably hear some chickens in the background. That's one of the beauties of working from home. If people could just type in the chat box where they can see the screen and hear me, that'd be great. Okay, that's great. Thank you, Flash. Thank you, Shell. Today's webinar is going to be a little bit different. I've built a slideshow to make it easier for you guys. I've been listening to your feedback over time, and I haven't completed this webinar. So, Jerry, just to answer your question, what happens with my GoToMeeting webinars is we keep the same login, and so people get a reminder. And one of the things which happened was it was only, excuse me, a couple of days ago the subject changed. So that's why you would have registered under that. I apologise, but we do have two of the three recordings available for those Google webinars. Okay. All right, well, we'll get started. No, you're welcome. Okay, a lot of people have asked me to do a LinkedIn webinar. And LinkedIn is sometimes one of the forgotten networks which we sort of forget about using. I must admit, I've had a LinkedIn account for some time. That's been one of those places where I always say, oh, I'm going to get there sooner or later, even though I'm broadcasting to LinkedIn all the time. But it's interesting when I do the research for these webinars on the things which I learn. And this webinar is going to be fairly detailed. I'm going to try one thing, and I'm just going to get your feedback on it. With these slides, I'm going to make them public, so you'll be able to actually view them if something goes over your head or the videos don't work in the webinar. So, because these slides have videos from LinkedIn in it, most of the information on this webinar is from LinkedIn itself. I've just put it all together for you. So, the first thing about LinkedIn, I'll just change the slide. Okay, what is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network with over 120 million members and growing rapidly. LinkedIn connects you to your trusted contacts and helps you exchange knowledge, ideas, and opportunities with a broader network of professionals. So LinkedIn pretty much is a business network, to sum it up. I know a lot of people here in Australia who have bricks and mortar business, and one of the first social networks they connect with is LinkedIn, simply because it's a fairly strict network as well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video here, and I don't know what's going to happen. So at the end of the video, if you can let it came out funny or whether it worked, the sound quality, you just let me know.
If you've ever received an email that says join my network on LinkedIn, you've probably wondered, what is LinkedIn? A simple answer is that it's the world's largest professional network, helping people find and share opportunities every day. But how is it relevant to you? Managing your career is just one reason to join LinkedIn. As you develop your professional profile, you establish an authoritative resource on your experience and capabilities that lets people find you when they search the internet. In 2 minutes, you'll be up and running with the most important page on the web you'll ever have. Do you know what people find when they Google your name? With LinkedIn, more control over what appears in Google results, and having a robust profile encourages people to approach you with opportunities. Many of your contacts are already on LinkedIn, and you can reconnect just by uploading your address book. This lets you stay in touch even as your contacts change jobs and email addresses. Your reputation is summed up by the relationships you've developed over your career. LinkedIn helps you maintain these relationships authentically. In addition, when you want to make new business connections, you can find people using LinkedIn's search tool, then see who you know in common. This makes it easy to request an introduction from your trusted connections. You can also join a LinkedIn group where professionals in your field discuss issues and solve problems related to your industry. Link to your Twitter account to share tweets with your professional network, or from LinkedIn to Twitter and vice versa. And use LinkedIn's mobile application to stay current with your network wherever you are. These are just a few features that help you get the most out of LinkedIn. Whether you work or on the go, LinkedIn keeps you in touch with the people that matter to your career. And since signing up is free, LinkedIn just might be the best investment you'll ever make in your career.
Okay, Flash says it's working fine. How did everyone else see it? Hello, Roland. Let's go through the notes. Was there any problems for anyone with the video? That's good. Because I know a lot of people who do presenting absolutely hate trying to do videos at the same time. So, because there are a few videos. Nelson's saying there was a 5-minute delay time to get in here. Yeah, there's quite a few people on this evening. So, okay, so pretty much that sums up the LinkedIn network. Establish your profile. LinkedIn gives you the keys, controlling your identity. Have Googled yourself lately, you'll never know what may come up with LinkedIn profiles. Rise to the top of search results. Let you control the first impression people get when searching for you online. This is true. Quite often, profiles rank very well on Google. So that's something to keep in mind, which people may find you through LinkedIn. Stay in touch with colleagues and friends in today's professional world. People change their jobs, locations constantly. By connecting on LinkedIn, your address book will never get out of date. Your contacts update their profiles, keeping you current with their latest jobs, projects, contact info. You'll stay in closer contact with great tools to communicate and collaborate. Find experts and ideas. Sometimes your immediate circle can't resolve a unique business. Tools like answers and groups let you locate and interact with experts through trusted introductions. LinkedIn search lets you explore and broaden the network by name, title, company, location, and other keywords that will help you find knowledge you're looking for. So pretty much what LinkedIn is about is the people who you're involved in with LinkedIn, pretty much what their interests that are. You're going to get feeds from them, and you're going to be able to share feeds with them. Okay, this is what the homepage looks like. This is just an example which LinkedIn's given. Pretty much where you got your messages, you got people who you may know, all network activity, that's people in your network, and you can share via Twitter. Now I'll play this video for you about LinkedIn profiles.
A LinkedIn profile is the first step in controlling your identity online. What do people find when they Google your name? Try it now. If you're on LinkedIn, you can control one of the top results people will find. By filling out a LinkedIn profile, you provide an authoritative resource on your career. A complete profile communicates your professional brand and lets other LinkedIn members connect, communicate, and collaborate with you. A 100% complete profile includes a photo, an executive summary and skill set, education, 3 recent positions, and 3 recommendations from your connections. To get started, just click Edit Profile.
Now, with LinkedIn profiles, I'm going to go into a fair bit of detail for you. But one of the things you should keep in mind, even if you're in multi-level marketing or you have your own online business, whatever you have, you've got to treat LinkedIn a bit like a resume. Make sure that you fill in the details because this is where you're going to get first impressions, and if you're going to pick up leads, it's worth taking the time to go through and make sure you've got a profile set up correctly. So pretty much that's just overall learning LinkedIn profiles enables people to connect and reconnect with you, represents your career accomplishment, opens the doors to new opportunities, helps you control your professional identity online, which is pretty much what I was just saying. So I'll go to the next slide. If you have any questions along the way, people, I'm quite happy to take questions. Okay, so the basic info, this is how you fill out your LinkedIn profile.
Your basic info gives people a quick snapshot of you and your professional brand. Your name, be sure to craft an informative headline. This defaults to your current job title, but you might customize it to reveal something about your expertise and personality. Include your location and industry to help people reconnect or reach out to you with new opportunities. You may also choose to display a maiden name or other name to help people identify you, or display only your last initial to anyone outside your network for an additional measure of privacy.
So that slide is pretty straightforward. So I'll move on to the next one.
When filling out your job history, provide a complete picture of your professional experience with at least 3 recent positions. Just click Edit Profile and then Add Position. When filling in your company, type a few letters and let the type ahead find your company. If you work for a large parent company, you can select that company and click Edit Display Name to write in your subsidiary. If your company isn't listed, type in the name and then tab to the next field to include a link to your company website. Details will get you noticed, so be sure to include more than just a job title. Descriptions of your responsibilities and accomplishments dramatically improve your appearance in search results.
Okay, so pretty much this particular slide is just covering putting in your past history, putting in 3 different details, just beefing it up a bit like you would with a resume. Okay, we'll move on to the next one.
A complete profile includes details about your formal education. Include any university or college experience, even institutions you transferred from. This lets people you've known in the past reconnect with you. Where and what you've studied provides insight into your professional expertise and may open up valuable connections to alumni, professors, or others with similar backgrounds.
Okay, once again, this particular slide is just giving your education. It may help you when wanting to join groups, that type of thing, because people are sort of fairly fussy on LinkedIn who they let into certain groups, so that's something to keep in mind. And overall, with your social networks, I mean, we're covering LinkedIn today, but with your other social networks, you might want to also consider beefing up your information. I know I've been putting it off for a long time. It's something which I'm going to look into doing myself, reviewing my profiles across the internet and making sure people have the right information, because things do change over time. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, we'll start the next one for you.
An executive summary is your chance to summarize your professional brand. Use this field to describe your specific expertise, your career accomplishments, and professional goals. This is part of your profile where you might let some personality come out by writing in the first person or describing the aspects of your job that you're passionate about. Keep in mind to include keywords that describe your expertise. These will help recruiters, employers, and potential collaborators find you using LinkedIn.
Okay, so that once again covers a few more details which you should have on your profile. One of the reasons why I'm covering the profiles in such detail is I really want to emphasize which you really should put some time into it. Like I was saying before, sort of write yourself a resume, maybe keep it in a text file or something like that, and then go through your social networks and add details. Just making sure I didn't skip a slide then.
Recommendations are a quick way for people to get a sense of your strengths as a professional, and for you to help out your connections in a few simple steps. To get started, just hover over Profile and click Recommendations. Here you can click Ask to be endorsed for any position on your LinkedIn profile, and then select which connections can speak to your work at that position. They'll be able to submit a brief recommendation for your approval. If you'd like to recommend the strong work of a colleague or business partner, Just visit their profile and click Recommend this person. Be sure to include specific details in your recommendation. An authentic review helps people get a sense of what it's like to work with this person. After you've received several reviews, you can choose which to display on your profile by clicking Manage. 3 recommendations are required to have a 100% complete profile.
Okay, so recommendations is a good way to get yourself out there and help other people in your business or colleagues. I mean, that's a lot of people on this webinar are in multi-level marketing, and that's helping one another out is one of the best ways to get out there. I know with marketing survival skills, we're continuously helping one another out with, doing blog comments and giving feedback and, reviewing each other's pages. So I think that's one of the ways which you can sort of get yourself out there on LinkedIn. Okay, Nelson's asking, what kind of information should you put if you don't want to be recognised for your work, but rather your MLM or affiliate marketing business? Well, it's up to you what you put there. You don't have to put, your past jobs if you don't want to. I mean, there's always ways to beef up resumes. One of the things I would recommend doing, and I haven't done this, but it's an idea I had, go to a site which sort of covers resumes and see how you can beef up a resume and then sort of take that information from there. But I see no problem with putting, your past education or schooling, and then maybe, saying I worked in a certain industry for a while. You don't have to put direct details of the company if you don't want to. I mean, I used to work, when I was 20 years old at Pizza Haven on the Gold Coast. I'm not going to put that down there. I worked in an Italian restaurant washing dishes. I've done all these things to get where I am today, but I'm just going to put the things which I've done online in the past. Over the last 10 years I've been working online, and I'll add the fact I've had a lot to do with the dating industry. I'm not going to exactly give out the websites or anything like that, but I mean, I still make money out of dating today from royalties. So, but you don't have to be specific. But, have a look at a resume site, and that might help you fill in sort of what you want to fill in, make it look good. Okay, so I'll move on to the next slide. This is not going to be applicable for most of the people on this webinar, but this covers LinkedIn jobs. That's if you're interested in a career. I mean, one of the reasons I put this into the slides was some people are looking for work, or other people want to take advantage of looking for people for their multi-level marketing business. Now, I haven't advertised here, so I don't know how strict they are, but that's something to keep in mind. The other thing about LinkedIn, just to let you know, is there are some paid features. I've deliberately tried not to cover them in these slides simply because I try and cover free content. But you can pretty much, LinkedIn has an extra service. I think there's 3 different services they've got. But for just everyday use, for multi-level marketing and affiliate marketing, or just having if you've got a shop online or you've got a bricks and mortar business, you don't really need to pay for it unless you really want to use some of these features. It's not a site you're going to sign up to and you're going to have to pay for it. It's a site which probably 95% of people don't pay for and use every day. So. Okay, next slide. Okay, I will run through these as people are interested. Posting a job, find the best candidates.
Recommendations are a quick way for people to get a sense of your strengths as a professional and for you to help out your connections in a few simple steps. You can just hover over Profile and click Recommendations.
Okay, this slide is messed up. I rushed through the slides and didn't proofread them. This is from the past one, so just haven't put the right video in there. So we'll move on. Pretty much, this is what the video covers. Posting a job on LinkedIn allows your company to attract the highest quality candidates. 3-to-1 versus job boards, survey, get virtual distribution of jobs and forwarding average of seeing 400 times received 30 applications. So this is something which you might want to look into if you're recruiting for a marketing business, and just see how it goes. I'm not going to go through the whole lot of it. At the end of the webinar, I'll be giving out the URL for this, so you can bookmark the URL, and if there's areas you're interested in which I haven't covered, you can just go through it like I'm going through it and skip parts. And there will be, just let you know, this LinkedIn presentation isn't complete, but as it gets updated, the URL will have them. So we'll probably be doing a part 2. Okay, careers. I'll just play this one for you.
Wondering where your career might be headed? Explore your options based on actual career paths with LinkedIn's Career Explorer. Start by entering your current information such as major and industry. Then choose the next step you want to take as you set up your path. These are the titles that people with your background are likely to have. Notice each title has average experience, forecast, education, and salary. Search for a title if none of these interest you. Continue selecting steps on your virtual career path up to 5 steps. Then you can launch the dashboard, which allows you to see and interact with some of the great tools available on LinkedIn. For the path you just built, you can hover over any step to see people with the selected title, or companies hiring for those positions. You can even follow the companies to get updates, such as new job openings. There are also job trends and other useful statistics that can help you make decisions about where you might live on any career path. You can also see jobs available for your career path and people in your network who can help you get the job in your next step. The reading list shows books that people on your path have read, so you can be up to speed and ready to impress at an interview or meeting. The top profiles at your school let you see the profiles that receive the most views, so you can compare to yours and improve your own profile. Finally, you can connect to others at your school to expand your network and join group discussions to talk to other students and alumni. The information displayed on the dashboard, like job trends and relevant positions, are based on the current path you build. So try creating multiple paths to explore your career options.
Okay, so that's career paths. I know some people probably aren't interested in this side of LinkedIn, but you never know. It's always good when you're using a social network to really know what exactly it offers and what you can utilize it for. So pretty much through this, but you can have a read of this later if you want to. Okay, so the next topic we're covering is groups. This is a very important part for people in online business. Has anyone got any questions? I'll start the video, and if you have any questions, just feel free to put them in the chat box.
You can build new relationships quickly by joining industry or shared interest groups on LinkedIn. Just visit the group's directory, search for your industry or a career keyword, and find a group that fits your interests. Once you've been accepted to the group, you can share relevant content by starting a discussion or posting a link in the share box. Sharing consistently in a group is a quick way to brand yourself as an expert in your field or industry. Click on your own photo to see all your updates, as well as what's changed in the discussions you've started, joined, and followed. This is a quick way to keep track of the discussions most important and relevant to your career. After sharing, check out the newest discussions in the carousel below, and cast your vote by liking and commenting so the group can see the most interesting and relevant conversations. You can also see the group manager's featured discussion, all new discussions sorted chronologically, or the most popular discussions below. Under each discussion, you'll see the last 3 members who have commented. Just roll over a photo to see a preview of what they said. Click on a photo to go directly to their comment on the discussion page, or click on the headline to read all comments from the beginning. From the group homepage, you can review which group members are most influential that week. Click through to learn more about them, and follow them to keep an eye on all their activity. By following someone, you can stay current with discussions of influential group members. On the Members tab, you can review all group members, see how closely you are connected to them, and send a message. You can also review new members or search for specific members. Some groups feature a Jobs tab, where you can list posted by other group members or post a job of your own to increase distribution for the opening. And click on the Search tab when you're looking for a specific topic across all discussions. Finally, under the More tab, you can control your settings for communications from the group, see subgroups for more focused discussions, and review the group's public profile.
Okay, so with groups, a lot of people would know about using groups in Facebook. It's fairly similar. It's pretty much, the difference is LinkedIn is a bit more stricter on what you can post, but it might be worth starting a group and building leads through groups, building relationships through groups, getting involved in chats. What you got to remember, like I say, with LinkedIn, it is very strict and doesn't really tolerate spam, so you're going to find quality people in those groups to become friends with and build relationships with. And if you're in a multi-level marketing business, that's one of the key things you want to do. I don't know how many times a day, even on my Skype, I get sent business opportunities from people who have not spoken to me. You know, it's just so off-putting. I now just block people who send me stuff who've never spoken to me before. And that's right, Nelson. I know Nelson's saying I noticed the link. There's no links of any kind. Any kind in the conversations in the group area. That's right. They're really trying to keep it clean. I mean, one of the problems with social networks, and this is where MySpace really fell over, and I'm not saying Facebook's going to fall over, but Facebook's pretty out of control, in my opinion, with what's going in there. And you just get you just switch off to anything which is a link, unless you really see it's outstanding value. But I don't know why people bother putting in entities to people they've never spoken to, hoping which one person might click on it. I mean, if you're doing an online business, you really need to communicate with people and stay connected and build that relationship. If, for the people who regularly come to my webinars, if I went and told you to buy a product on, let's say I told you to buy a tool to help you with a social network, you'd probably go and buy it because you know which it's something I use. You've built a relationship over time with me, where if someone who you don't know comes along and says, "I'll buy this tool," even if it was the same tool, you'd probably, think, "Oh yeah, that's a good tool, but I don't know whether it's worth me buying it or not." So you really sort of got to build it online. I know with the last webinar I did on Google Plus, I mean, one of the bits of feedback I got was the heading of the webinar was, getting leads and hits, and people were expecting some magical way, and all I was teaching was simply how you can get to your contacts from other social networks and start building new relationships with those people you've forgotten. And most of the people who were on that webinar did get it. There was a couple of people who thought I was going to have some magical way where all these people were going to knock on your door. And pretty much, building that relationship with someone, doesn't matter what social network you're on. You can be on a social network all day spamming and get nowhere, or you can build relationships with people, join them on Facebook, join them on Google Plus, add them to your Skype, and build relationships. And that is the key to online businesses. And people who have been in business online for some time are usually the people who use LinkedIn, simply because they know its quality. So Nelson's saying, I've noticed I'd like a few people in here, yet I've never been in here. Facebook likes passed on to him. No, they're not, Nelson. This is sort of very similar to Facebook, but this LinkedIn site is solely set up around business. And like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of bricks and mortar business people who come in here. I've got a friend who's in a bricks and mortar business, and I gave them a bunch of social networks, and out of all social, the one they decided to sign up to because they didn't want to waste their time on sites which weren't for business. So they said they absolutely love this site. So, okay, we'll move on to the next part. Okay, open groups on LinkedIn. LinkedIn members can discover and share and participate in a number of professional conversations happening in their industry and their area. All existing groups will remain members only unless group owners basically want the group to be open. To enable public discussions, if that happens, all groups will be informed when they visit the group. Discussions created in a group before it switches to open will go into groups only area, read only, archive. They cannot be seen by anyone who is not a member of the group. Okay, so what they're saying here is they're opening the groups up, because in the past with LinkedIn, you had to sort of get an invite or apply to get in a group, and it was fairly strict. I think they've probably learnt which people sort of haven't been getting into the groups, so they're opening the groups up, which is probably a good thing. Okay, I won't go through this. This is just pretty much, if you're going to create a group, the things which you can do. like I say, these slides are going to be available, and they're going to be permanently available. So pretty much this is, once again, if you're a manager of a group, they're going to have featured discussions called Manager's Choice and so on, just showing you the control of what you can do. Okay, group invitations. Bring more professionals into the conversation with invitations to grow your group membership. There are many ways to invite people to join your group. Send in invitations to LinkedIn connections and other contacts who are not on LinkedIn. Those are accepted. Accept your invitations will automatically become members of your group. Allow your members to invite people to the group to help you grow faster. Simply turn on members' invitations in your group settings, and recipients who accept their invitations will automatically become a member of the group. It's easy to send out mass invitations by uploading a CSV file from your email addresses. Now, you heard me talk about this before. I might do this on a demonstration on a webinar, but pretty much we were talking on the Google Plus use a CSV file with your contacts, where when I was demonstrating uploading from Facebook to Yahoo, then across. So I won't be covering this today, but I will cover it probably in the second part. We might do that. So you can, that's a great way to sort of build relationships. Once again, is invite people to these networks. Okay. And I would highly recommend doing a group. I might set up a group this week, so you guys can see how it all works. Okay, these are just a couple of pictures on how to do it. It's fairly straightforward. Okay, this is another interesting thing which I came across. I didn't know about on LinkedIn. LinkedIn today is where you can get content. It's a little bit like Google Sparks, for those people who know about Google Sparks. But you can sort of, get content in your industry where you sort of can skip, instead of going through all the garbage, you can pretty much get what's going to be of value to you. Something to sort of keep you informed on what's going on in the industry. So I'll just go through the videos.
There's too much information out there and not enough time in the day. Your professional network and industry influencers help you figure out what's important in all that clutter. LinkedIn Today delivers the day's top headlines that matter to people in your industry. These headlines aren't curated by an editor, but they are based on what people in these industries are sharing on LinkedIn and Twitter. Follow the industries and sources you care about. Some are recommended to you based on what your connections are following and information from your profile. The industries and sources you follow become part of your front page, where you will get the top 5 articles across all the categories you follow. See how many people shared this article, along with what they said. You can even narrow down the results. If you like an article, be sure to share it with others and post it as an update. Want to come back to the article? Just save it for later and read it on your iPhone when you're on the go. It's also easy to stay updated with the top headlines in the industries you follow, with a weekly email delivered right to your email inbox. Interested in what people are saying about a certain? Just enter a keyword into the search field and narrow your results with filters like industry and company. Check it out at linkedin.com/today. It's the news you'll be chatting about at the water cooler later.
Okay, so I mean, it's something which I think is quite a good thing for people, you know, who want to learn more about their industry and what's going on. So it sort of integrates Twitter as well. I will be covering Twitter in the next webinar with LinkedIn. So I'll move on. This is another part of how.
There's too much information out there and not enough time in the day. Let your professional network and industry influencers help you figure out what's important in all that clutter.
Sorry, guys. Bear with me. Okay, that slide is duplicated. Just with so many slides, I didn't get time to actually go through and proofread every slide, so the video is duplicated on this one. But pretty much it's covering similar to the past slide, sort of gives you a bit more of an insight on how to sort of look up, you know, companies and titles and that type of thing. So I'll move on to the next one. This is one I really liked. So I'll let you have a view and then we'll discuss it.
With LinkedIn Today, you can discover the news that matters to the world's professionals.
What I think makes LinkedIn Today really unique is that it's driven by the people. It's not curated by an editor, but it's based on the professional crowd. So what are people in your industry reading today? And what that does is it gives you the 5 articles that you should read this morning if you only have 5 minutes. So imagine you're at a virtual water cooler and you have the thought leaders in your industry and the most in-the-know people there sitting around chatting and talking. Well, basically on LinkedIn and Twitter, we can actually show you kind of what the top 5 articles that they're reading and that matter for them today. LinkedIn can make the news more relevant and tailored to you based on what we know about you from your LinkedIn profile and also what we know about who your connections are. So based on your coworkers and colleagues and clients, we can tailor the news to tell you what people you know are reading. One of the things I really like about LinkedIn Today is you can also access it on your phone. So on your iPhone, you can both read the news, but you can also save articles for later. So say you find an interesting story, you can save it and then read it when you get back to your desk. Let's say you're going to New York for a meeting and you want to make sure you're up to speed on what people in New York are saying about the iPad versus people in the Midwest or people in San Francisco. Using Status, you can filter down by industry and location to see what different types of professionals are saying about different things.
Get the top headlines with LinkedIn Today to stay updated on your industry so you can be great at your job every day. Check it out at linkedin.com.
Okay, so what I really like about that is the fact they have it so you're only getting a little bit of content on something relevant for you. So you can sort of, you know, first thing in the morning come in and see some content about something which interests you in your business. Now, I'm not sure when the next webinar is going to be for the second part of LinkedIn. In the second part, I'll be covering a bit more about Twitter, company pages, applications like the mobile, and setting up a few other things. I'll also be covering other things which people ask me to cover. It's just sort of like a test run doing the slides. So I'll be going through a few other things on LinkedIn to really sort of help you out. The webinar will either be Thursday or next Tuesday probably, but I'm just not sure yet who's doing our Thursday webinar, whether Adam's doing it or I'm doing it or someone else is doing it. So pretty much we'll just see what happens. But for everyone who's in here right now, you'll be getting an invite because you're already invited to this webinar for your registration, so you'll get an email about it. So is there any questions on LinkedIn? Because what I'm going to cover next is someone may have invited you here tonight. I'm going to tell you a little bit about marketing survival skills. I just want to make sure everyone's connected. Okay, what I'll do is I'll give you, before we move on to marketing survival skills, and you can share this link. I'm just going to double check I'm giving the right link. If someone wants to click on that link and just get back to me, make sure I've given you the right link for the presentation. Let's go back into the chat. Just loading it on my other computer. Okay, thanks, Nelson. Because I've made it public so you can just go in. If you have any problems, you can always side Skype me. It looks a bit different to the link which I've got on my share settings. So what I might do, I'll give you this link as well. I'll just Skype. Actually, what I'll do is it's in the chat room as well. It was posted there earlier. I'll just go in through here, and I'll give you the other link just in case. I'm just getting used to using Google Documents. I hope you guys like the way I've been doing it. I just figure this way you can grab the content at any time, especially if we have a webinar recording problem. So it's the other way to get it. So that link, either of those links will send you to the presentation, and you can go through and review the videos which you want to do. Bookmark it, because on the next webinar, as I add things, they will just instantly come up. That's what I love about Google Documents. I'm sitting on one computer editing a link and it's coming up on the other. So it's pretty good that way. Okay, so marketing survival skills. Okay, this webinar was hosted by Marketing Survival Skills, for the people who don't know about Marketing Survival Skills. And Marketing Survival Skills is a training site. There's a lot more than a training site. What we do is we really try and help people as much as we can. Is a lot of people are in businesses, multi-level marketing businesses, where they find their upline doesn't help them, or their upline's just disappeared off the face of the earth. We have a policy with Marketing Survival Skills is everyone in Marketing Survival Skills is your upline. You might find the person who invited you here today might guide you through Marketing Survival Skills, but we actually have 24-hour support with our Skype rooms. So you can ask business questions, you can ask generic type questions about the different social networks, all types of things. Now, at the moment, there's no reason not to join Marketing Survival Skills, because what they've done is they've opened up this used to be just a members training, and I've decided why we're free, I figured I might as well just open it up to people. We usually only have one webinar for the public where you can invite people to it to give them some value. I mean, that's a great way to build relationships, is give someone, free training. But the reason why the site was actually opened up is because we outgrew it. We actually have two sites. One's our admin site for our members, and the other one's our training blog. But because so many people have joined Marketing Survival Skills, the founder, Mike Hobb, decided to totally upgrade and put money back into having an ultimate type of site. That site is currently being built at the moment. So why this is open is simply until we have the new site, you will be able to access everything for free, which is pretty cool because there's a lot of content on the existing sites, and we're adding to it all the time. Now, the other thing which Marketing Survival Skills offers, and this is not a service as such, this is for our members, is unlimited disk space and bandwidth with cPanel hosting. So if you're wanting to start a website or you're wanting to start a blog, we give you our account absolutely free, and when the site goes back up, you'll just be paying $10 a month for all the training and the cPanel hosting. Like, it's not a service we sell, it's just to help people. And the beauty is, if you're someone, say you're an affiliate marketer and you use different websites to promote your products, you can have multiple domains and multiple, like WordPress blogs, for instance, selling a product. There's no limit. Right now, I have 2 different domains on WordPress through this cPanel hosting. Now, the other thing we give you is step-by-step training. The first phase covers Facebook and Twitter. Second phase covers online ad strategies, and the third phase covers video and Google domination. Right, and these are in steps. Now, I spoke about weekly training. Every Thursday night, like I say, we hold a webinar just like this one. This was an open webinar where we cover all different topics. I'm not the only one who teaches for Marketing Survival Skills, even though most of you know I have been doing quite a lot of it lately. But we have usually a couple of webinars for members, just depending on how we feel on what needs to be covered and when it needs to be covered. So right now, this week, supposedly there will be 3. You're on the first one. There'll be a Thursday one, hopefully, and there'll be a Friday one just for members. So we sort of really, with the members ones, we tend to keep it a bit low-key and treat it like a classroom, so you can just ask questions. Sometimes I'll just have Q&A. Just depending. Sometimes I do a subject. So that's the live over-the-shoulder trainings. Now, the other thing we're doing is we have the Social Media Master Series. Okay, that's an email which you can give out and put on your autoresponder. We even have a catcher page here. There will be new catcher pages on the new site page here. You can give that out to people. It puts in your picture, your Facebook, your Skype, your name, and whatever email respond to your with, whether it's GetResponse, AdWeber, or TrafficWave. We write an email series where there's videos where you can give it out. And the other thing which is really cool is the way it's set up is Mike's put it, say your primary business, which you set in your email service, comes up in the emails, and you can custom those emails as well. A lot of people forget you can do that. So you can be selling your business at the same time giving people social networking value. And it's a great way to build a list. So I highly recommend which you do that. You can do that now. All you got to do is get back to the person who invited you. They may have invited you by a Facebook event. They may have invited you by an email. They may have invited you by another social network. Just make sure you get back to people. So I've pretty much covered that. So you can try it out now. I don't know how long the free offer is going to last, but you can always opt out if you're not interested. I'm sure by the time you jump on board, which you'll be interested, because one of the hardest things I had when I started in online, and that was over 10 years ago, is there was very little training out there. It was pretty much jump in the deep end, very little advice even from the companies I used to promote. There was very little support or advice. Things have changed since then. But I just wish when I started, which I had an opportunity like this, I kept buying packages of, and I'm sure a lot of people have done this, make money now, just things which didn't get me anywhere. Well, with marketing survival skills, even though you can promote marketing survival skills, and for the $10 a month when we restart charging, just to let you know, you'll get $5 a month for any person who you get into marketing survival skills training. So not only are you going to train your team, also get some residual income, and they'll also get some residual income plus the training. So whatever business you're in, you can share this with them and get some revenue and get them, started up with free web hosting, which is a huge cost to people. So I just highly recommend, this site simply because I've been with it for over 12 months now. Climbed out for about 15 months since it opened, and I was sort of there in the first month. And the things I've learned from the other leaders over that time have just been great. I wouldn't be sitting here doing this webinar if it wasn't for the prompting of people like Mike Hobbs, who got me started out and chucked me on a webinar 5 minutes before they started to present it. So it's a great way to sort of build your knowledge, build your team's knowledge, and keep learning. Whatever business you are in line, you need to keep up to date with what's going on the internet. Now, one other thing we have, which what you need to do just firstly is, you can see here, you need to get back to the person who invited you and get their username to join. Please don't go here because they'll just confuse the system. So you just need to make sure you got their name. So like, for instance, my name's David Dettmann, so my link would be David Dettmann. So just find out who it is and have a chat to them. Okay, and if you have any problems, I will put my Skype in the chat box. You're welcome to add me anyway. But if you have any problems getting the person, I can go through the records and find the person for you. That is my Skype ID, so add me. Okay, and lastly, but not least, is the Social Network Toolbar, which is in partnership with Marketing Survival Skills. Okay, so you can see right here, if I go to the Social Network Toolbar, this is all the archives, and this is just last year's archives. Most of this is still relevant, some of it isn't, but majority is. This year's archives. Okay, so you can access all this. You can access the master series on here. Okay, this toolbar is free. I am the founder of the toolbar. Okay, I decided to create this toolbar to give people value in business online. All you need to do is go to the socialnetworktoolbar.com. I'll give you the internal link. But this also gives you, I have bonus tips as well through my trainings. You can get them on here. I'm not going to run through it completely. We have all the social networks, okay? And the beauty about this toolbar is too, because you're connected with me through Marketing Survival Skills, you can actually ask me to add links on here for you, things you use each day. So we've had over 500 downloads. I think we're getting close to 600 downloads now. And on the average day, there's 100 users on this toolbar. It's actually creeping up to about 120. That's not clicks, that's users who use it. So I try and custom it as we go along. Like, we've been doing a lot on Google+. We've got all the trainings I've done on Google+ here. We've got the Google+ website links. And that's just an example. We have Facebook integration. Okay, that's live through Facebook. If I just click here, for instance, it'll take me straight to Facebook profile. All right, we've got LinkedIn. I nearly forgot to cover that. So this is an example of something which that person will be blocked from me. Now, that's not way to conduct online. But yeah, there's a LinkedIn login as well on here, so you can interact with LinkedIn. So make sure you get the toolbar. Like I said, it's 100% free. You don't have to be a member of Marketing Survival Skills. But if you're in any business online, having the training, a lot of sites charge, a lot of $30 a month to a training site like this, and then want you to join an autoresponder. And you're paying $50 or $70 a month for training. All Marketing Survival Skills is going to do is charge you $10 a month. That's when they reintegrate the new site. And you've got the advantage of the social network toolbar. There's a lot of tools on here too. Most of these tools are free tools. I mean, there are some paid tools or some free and paid. But for instance, if you're starting a WordPress blog, there's a theme here I've put up here where you can download it for free, use it for free. Even though it's got a paid version, you can use it for free. I've used it on the last 2 sites I'm building at the moment. There's Twitter tools on here, social networking tools, Ping. I mean, the list just goes on. So we're really sort of building it as we go. Blogging tools. Okay. And just before I let you guys go, there's a heap more social networking tools. Ping. I mean, the list just goes on. So, we're really sort of building it as we go. Blogging tools. Okay. And just before I let you guys go, there's a heap more plugins on here. There's radio, there's mail, there's absolutely thousands of applications you can custom onto this toolbar as well. You can actually delete any of these off your toolbar if you're not interested and put something else there. So you can personally custom it that way, where you can put in applications like this one isn't part of the toolbar. This is just one I use. Right, as a custom app. Very basic. Okay, so, but there's all sorts of TV applications, game applications, other social networks. This goes on. I could do a whole webinar on it, but I'm going to let you guys go. Is there any final questions before I let you go? I'd just like to ask members, I'm not in the Skype. If you in the Skype chat rooms, I'd appreciate if you left some feedback on today's webinar and the format it was laid out in, whether you like it, don't like it, how we covered it with the videos, were there too many videos, that type of thing. Any critical feedback is appreciated. You're welcome, Ron. You're welcome, Nelson. Like I say, get back to the person who invited you to get into Marketing Survival Skills free. And if you have any problems, just Skype me at dcompanyau. It's the letter D in the word company and AU, and I will help you find the person who invited you. So on that note, I'll see you on the next webinar. For members, I will update the next webinar in the Skype room, or Adam will. You're very welcome. Thanks for saying it was awesome. Internet, I'm always happy to help. Okay, see you guys.
Okay, well, thank you for taking the time to view the recording of the webinar. Just to let you know, which there will be a part 2, and currently that part 2 will be next Tuesday, and there could be even a part 3 happening. We'll just see. So there is a different webinar on Thursday. That'll be done by Jerry Goldsmith. I don't know what the topic is. I was just notified as I was recording this webinar which way we were going to set things up. So once again, go through the slides. You can do that. You just go to the link I'm going to put below this video, and the slides are growing as I build them, and they will change up as LinkedIn changes up. Just tell you now, there's about 62 slides with videos, pictures, and content on LinkedIn right now at the moment. By the time you view this video, how many I don't know. So thanks again for coming, and make sure if you're not a Marketing Survival Skills member, which you get back to the person who contacted you originally and may have given you this replay. And also don't forget to download the socialnetworktoolbar.com. This is David Dettmann, and thanks again.